Hello, Odd Job Doer here. And today's little video here is it's had a little accident per se. And this is what I normally kind of wear for dress up business attire for me. Nice collared shirt, have some button down stuff. But the other day I made the mistake of flexing my pecs in this thing, right? And for those of you who don't go to the gym, pecs is also known as your pectoral muscles, right? And so what happened was I flexed them and I kind of blew a hole in my shirt here. So since I still think this shirt has some life to it, I'm going to try to sew it today. And what you need to sew something like this, I'm going to do it by hand, is a spool of thread. I'm taking, of course, black here to kind of match the coloring of the shirt. And this particular blend is a cotton-covered polyester. I've seen other kinds, like polyester 3-ply and whatnot. So this is supposed to be pretty strong. Polyester 3-ply, pretty strong too. Kind of a thin thread, you can see it there. But yeah, and now needle options. So the needles for this one here, this is an example of a big needle. Right here you see, it's you got pointy end on this side here, you got a needle part here with an eye. I don't know how this is going to come out here, a little blurry, but you can see right there an eye, and you can see it's already has some pre-thread through it. Now the thing is, this being a pretty thick needle is going to put a pretty thick hole in whatever you're sewing. So I'm not going to use it for this one, and here's the one I'm going to be using. This one here could actually go through the eye of this other needle. It's they're gauges. I believe they go by gauges for sizes. And if you can see here on the small one, there's a little eye there too. And of course the danger side, pointed side here. So big needle I will set off to the side here, and a little needle I'll start by taking some thread. And now this basically depends on, you kind of guesstimate how much you need for how big the hole is. But drop my needle. I'm just going to go ahead and spool some thread. I got maybe a few feet. That's probably too much. There's probably somewhere some scientific numbers to this, but some scissors, cut the thread, set that aside. Now then, find my needle again, right here, and this might be a little bit hard, considering it's so small. But we got here the end of the thread, right, and we got here the needle. And if you don't get a good cut on your thread, maybe cut it again so it's nice, kind of squared, right there. Or you might want to give it a little moisture and try to get the pieces together. Otherwise, there is a special thing you can get for needles where you put like a little wire thing through them, and then you can put the thread through the wire thing and you pull it back through and it threads it real nicely for you. This right here, I'm just gonna jab it on through, but maybe if I zoom in closer it might help. Alright, so a little moisture on it, and try another time here. Okay, I can spend all day on this probably, but because this particular thread really does not want to, well, I shouldn't say it really doesn't. It really doesn't seem to be that much bigger than the eye of the needle, right? And sometimes you get part through. Like I can see it's fanning out now, so I need to stretch out. Another trick here is to go ahead and make a loop. Make a loop in your thread, like so. And that gives you a good, kind of like some rigidity to the thread. Kind of smash the loop down. And then try, maybe even give it a little twist, but try to push that loop through the eye of your needle. And give a little twist here. Bust out the magnifying glass. Patience. Let me just see if I can pull it back here a little bit closer to my real eye. And see if I can get it here. Yeah. Lick the fingers a little bit. A little pull and twist on that. And maybe I need a bigger needle. I don't know. Oh, so close. Now, you might not be able to tell, but this is not my normal job per se. I'm not normally a threadster per se. So if you have any tips down below, go ahead and list them. You know, and if you do sew a lot, you know, a little, you can add that too. I'm going to reclip this tip of the thread and try it again. All right. So I seem to be kind of splitting the thread a little bit with the eye of the needle. Okay, it's in there. And it's out. You know what? I'm going to thread this and get back an hour later. For those of you betting I was going to go off and find a little bit bigger needle, you are correct. Still pretty small. I got it threaded. Now, this here is probably going to be hard to see on any kind of camera shooting, but what we got here is thread, needle through it there, and there's two rules of thoughts here, from what I understand. One is you take both ends of your thread, you gather them together, and then gather ends together, and you tie off a knot, you know, up around the ends of these threads. So that's one school of thought. I usually don't do that. I don't need a double thread per se. I guess it would be extra strength, whatnot, but whatnot. Anyways, what I do is I'll get my needle with a little bit of lead string thread in this case. So I've gotten about what we got, maybe 8 inches or so, all right, of thread going through the needle and coming back down, and then I kind of give the needle a twist, all right, and that, you know, makes that thread wrap around itself. Then on the other end, we're going to do a knot, and I call this the rat's nest knot. I don't know. There's a different, I'm sure there's different terms to it, but you take a finger and you grab it like this. Then you roll it around, or wrap it around your finger a few times. Oops. Wrap it around. We got 3 times there. And then you kind of roll it down your finger. Okay, roll it off. And it's going to make a tangle of loops here. Right. Then, with any luck, you pull it straight. So, try again here. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Roll it down. And I'm not getting a good roll on it here. Licky sticky. Okay. Wrap, wrap, wrap. And roll it. I'm probably wrapping it too tight. Roll it. There, we got a little bit better of a roll, like so. Okay. And now that it's off my finger, I can still kind of roll it around itself. And then hold it while you pull the thread out. And that's going to give you that should give you a tangled knot like this. Right? Rat's nest knot. Pretty strong. if done right. The more you wrap it before rolling it, the bigger it's going to be and stronger. Now then, the other part here, the shirt part. What you want to do is turn your shirt, find the hole here, and you want to turn your shirt inside out. You don't want your handyman work doing here, or handiwork on this thing. So, I got it turned inside out, and since this has a button here, I'm going to undo a button so I can kind of see both sides. So, this is the inside of it, and you can see the damage done. It's not too bad. You know, it looks like you could probably go back together. The only thing I need to watch out for is this right in here. It's hard to see. Is really weakly threaded, or weak spot. So when I have it like this, I'm going to just try to match up the top corner of the rip here to the corner there, and I'm going to with single layer give a little pinch to it. Match up the corner there, give a little pinch, not stressing it. Now at the start of it, and make sure I don't have any extra cloth in there. So we got it equally pinched, and it's going to be a little bit thick here because you got that pocket sewn in. But I'm going to go ahead and start my knotted spot down here, and I'm getting pretty close to the tear, but I got probably about what, a millimeter or so? No, maybe like 3 millimeters. 1/8 of an inch maybe off. And now this is where a thimble might come in handy, but I use just my thumbnail to help push through the hard parts. And like I said, smaller needles would do better. Depending on what you got there, but get it through, get a little wiggly, and maybe a thumb pad, something that you want to use to help push this through by hand. There, got through, pulling it all the way through so that knot butts up against it. Then I need to resituate the situation, get that piece back in there and level. Right. Basically now I've got it started, and get it restarted here with the leveling. I'm just going to start going to town on this thing, and oops, if I need be, I could have used a pin to hold these two together. There we go, pinch it again. Got my thread through, one knot. Okay, so keep that from falling down. What I'm going to do now is, so string's gone all the way through, thread. I'm just going to go back over the top and back to the same side I just went through. Not quite the same hole, but just a little bit over from it. Going to the, from here left to right, and pushing it through. Alright. And making sure I'm not bleeding anything. I don't want to stab myself. Right, so I get that one through. Pull it, making sure that it, you know, it goes a little bit on the other side of that knot. And once again, back up and around, and over just a little bit more. Okay, I think you guys are getting the point here. It's basically in, out and around, over, in, out, around, over, trying to keep this two pieces pinched together. Now, I'm going to continue this here, and when we get to the corner, we'll see what happens. Okay, so I we're on down the road there, and now we're at the excuse me, went to the corner of it there. I actually stuck in the needle, the big one in here, just to hold the pieces together. Took that needle out, and now at the corner here, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do a couple thread throughs about the same spot and just kind of reinforce that corner tight. Now we're ready to go for the other part. This has two kind of rips. We still got some rips here. And so basically the same thing, I'm going to pinch it, but I got to be careful because on this side here we have the pocket. And we don't want to sew this pocket here to the shirt. So I'm going to just kind of, you know, reach in here, turn it, and do a pinch where I know that pocket's not going to be involved. I'll pinch a little bit here, get some good meat in there. And now I know the pocket's not my pinch spot, and I continue, let's see, going around. This here should be a bit easier because I don't have that built up of material through the pocket part. Make sure my tear is still on center. Yep. Bring it around up top, and we don't want the loop of it. We want a little bit of control. So I'm going to do a different technique here. I'm going to bring it through, and I think my loop just went. Let's see, where's that here? My loop went where I wanted to go, I think. I've changed directions, and what do we got going here? A little. There we go. Make sure my loop lands up on top and not back around the side. And basically, you know, pull it nice and tight. Same as before. I'm going to go down this little seam here. Well, maybe I'm not seeing that. Get it back on camera, go through the materials, both sides, not the pocket part. And I can loop this around this part of the needle. And when I pull it through, it should center where I'm trying to get the knot to go. Alright, not the knot, but the thread. Okay. Bring it up like that. Loop it around the needle and pull on through. Now I'll continue down this road. I keep going off the camera, but when I get down to the end of this, we'll continue with tied off. I got to the other end there, and of the tear, and what I did is actually I went through a couple of times just to, like I said, reinforce it. Now, watch my thread going down. This is the part where you kind of fold it, do it back inside out. Take a look it over, make sure there's no holes or extra gaps. If there is, just go back through, you know, backtrack your thread and like kind of, you know, double thread over it and get back to where the problem's at. So to tie this off though, I'm going to go through this part again here, bring it out, and then I'm going to go back through my loop of thread here to tie a knot in it. Okay, so there's a knot going down there, and then I'm going to go back through the same hole, close enough to it, and same thing, I'm going to come out and then go back into that loop and tie a knot. And I also, that's one way, but then also this is going to be hard to see, but I go in through my threaded part here, not that much, just a wee little bit at the end of it there. I go through it and tie a knot in this part. Not actually going through the cloth, just going through the thread on the inside of the shirt here. So I went through the cloth, not the cloth, I went through the thread, and I'm tying off a knot there, and then once more through the same hole, hopefully, of just the thread, and bring this into the loop to tie tie a knot. Pull it snug, and this is where your scissors come in again. Right, give it a little snip here, and set the needle safely aside so it doesn't stab anyone. Now it's time to Alright, I didn't do that. So here's the inside look right here, and now I'll flip it out. And actually, I'll turn it inside out here. Close, hard to figure out sometimes. I'll try right side in, inside out, right side in. I don't know. Reverse what I did to start this video. And luckily with this one here, even though it's a mess of pattern, I know it's at the pocket. So this right here is what it ended up looking like. It's it was right here. So not too bad. Give it a little tug. Yeah, looks like it's going to hold. And time for it to hit the shower, get washed again. So, like I said, only a few minutes of my time, I was able to mend this poor little garment and bring life back into it again, because I need to wear it sometime. So, if you have any questions, comments on sewing, I'm probably not the best to answer, but if you do a little chat thread, maybe people could, check on it, or I could, figure out if you have questions or comments. If you had a sewing machine, I really think that maybe a sewing machine, you usually, the thread here, use a bobbin, and really, for that size of tear, yeah, you could put it on a sewing machine, but watch your fingers, because you got, fingers in close to there to hold it. But I actually think that doing this by hand might be just a little bit quicker than setting up a sewing machine to do it, and should work out just fine. So, you need a little piece of scissors, cut the thread with, or you can just pull them sometimes. But I don't like to pull, because sometimes if you pull that thread, it might pull out your stitches. So that's about it for my little tutorial here, a little odd job of sewing. Questions, comments, leave them down below, and thanks for watching.